Oh no! Mickey swayed into position. It was like a dance. Counter! She took her stats, then instantly went below me. She took her fingertips and went for my kneecaps and slowly started to spread it. Gah! It was so ticklish I couldn't stand. This move. So unexpected. What is this power? No joke, it really was ticklish. I've utterly defeated such power. And my quota has been met. Oh, yeah. Do you still have food supplies? She gave a bitter smile. Let me guess. Canned food for lunch? That's rather a poor man's lunch. Oh, this was the sandwich that what's her name gave me, and I promised to eat it by myself. So I can either keep my promise and eat it by myself, or I can give it to her. Why do I feel like that girl's probably stalking me, waiting to see if I'll actually eat the sandwich by myself? So do I piss the stalker off? Or do I, not piss her off? Hmm. But I could be nice to Miki. She's cute. Fuck it, let's piss the stalker off. Well then, let me give you this. I took out a wrapped sandwich from my bag. There's a fairy tale. There's a fairy tale about eating some sand and a witch in between. She beat me to it. That's right. Take it. I can get them anytime. There's enough for two. Eat it with Kiri. I invited Kiri to lunch, but I couldn't get any response from her. Mickey trembled uncontrollably. I'm not due to change just because the world is ending, I said in a monologue tone. Don't get it wrong. I'm young adult cadet to you. Young adults are what man among men expected to be. In ideal adult form, I am to be. A super elite, flawlessly working, adored by subordinates, and withered by superiors. And spend the weekend on the beach, forgetting about the clutter of the city. At night, read Byron's poetry book while enjoying some cognac. Ouch. Don't speak well of me like that, Miki. Well, I'm just a cadet right now whose buds haven't even sprouted. Then surely Curie will be all over me once it sprouts. I like this girl, she said with a smile. That's so mean. I broke down into tears. I just need some hope to live, that's all. Anyhow, pretend like you made this sandwich and have Curie eat it. Oh, damn. You think I'm that kind of senpai? Uh, she barely had trust in me, so little that it felt good. Got it. She turned around before she left. Oh, really? It had to be about the antenna, and I had to pretend like I didn't know. Not peacekeeping activities, but different from that life maintenance thing that Tomoki is doing? Ah, that community FM station stuff? Desu! Wasn't it canceled because of this and that? Oh, so risky, even though it was already assembled. Otteringly? Ah, I guess it was that much of a shock then. We looked each other in the face and feebly laughed. Right. So, club, huh? I pushed the door. There was resistance. It was being held from the other side. Pushed harder. Minor turbulence dispersed from the other side of the door. The wind. The antenna. It had somewhat made its form. It looked like directivity and wavelength still needed some adjustments. But I didn't have knowledge about that. Misato didn't know specifics either, but she studied it. But that Misato was not present. All there was were tools. Step ladder, books, sweet roll packages flew around in the wind. There were only traces of work left. Did she work for 24 hours straight? I looked up at the antenna. Tall tower with empty surroundings. An ideal environment to send radio waves. There was a local radio broadcast called Community FM. It wasn't such a low threshold that would be done as a school activity. But it was intended for good intentions by the local volunteers when the area and Gunjo Gakuin was coming around, which was related to this story. The preparations were moving forward, but became hazy when a certain unavoidable incident occurred, and the antenna brought in was neglected for a year. That was the backstory. What people expected were lovely contents from the boys and girls of Gunjo FM about hopes and dreams. But sorry, no such things were at Gunjo. But it all worked out in the end. Misato had set up some SOS plans. Wait, why is there no audio from the game? That's weird. Did I mute that channel? Huh. Let me check something here. No, that's muted. Do I have the sound down too low? Let's see. Let's try an output capture. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's not doubling the audio. Bring that down a bit. Okay, there we go. I'm sure somebody will come along eventually and complain if it's too loud. Well, I guess I can reconfigure this then. Alright, that looks fine. Much better. That was what she said one Sunday night. After we split up to make sure if mankind had really vanished. The antenna was really high up, but completing and sending transmissions still seemed far from reality. Honestly, I thought Misato got frayed. Escaping gradually made people weaker. And Misato was already weak to begin with. I heard a voice from behind. Turned around. Hello, Misato. Just came to see how it was going. Misato softly smiled. I haven't been here for a while, but you've made a lot of progress. That's right. Ever since Broadcasting Club collapsed, Misato had been doing this all by herself. Lunchtime DJ. Announcement broadcast. Everything. Everyone stopped helping. Kiri began to see me as an enemy. Moki started to avoid his sister. Miki nervously smiled at me. Toko started to ignore me. Boom. Collapse. Sakuraba was the only one who didn't change. He still skipped classes like usual. I still hang around Misato, but she was the one who declined help. That's right. Really is. It's quiet. Anyway, where have you been?
空いたので。
It's lunchtime. Were you able to find any food?
ああ、家に戻ってました。食べ物は特に不自由してないですし。
Oh, you skipped school? The club president skipped school?
違いますよ。これはサボりではありません。
She stumbled. She was the type to follow regulations. Suspended? You're gonna get suspended!
停学は嫌。履歴に傷が。
Suspended, suspended!
停学はダメです。
We frolicked together. For now, that was as closest we'd be. This was still the best place to eat lunch.
Yo, Taichi.
It was curry rolls Sakuraba. He loved super spicy curry rolls. The world's ending and you're still eating curry rolls.
やらんぞ。
Don't need any.
これを食い尽くしたら、もう食い納めだしな。
He got gloomy. There were stacked cases of curry rolls behind him. When were these brought in?
昨日じゃないか。
Yesterday. They did sell bread even if it was half day. Cafeteria was generally open except on off days. They even delivered bread on the first day of school. Right. It meant that the world was still operational yesterday. There's not much in there. There are only about a tenth of the usual cases.
始業式で半ドンだからだ。
Still, not much.
それに、俺は人類が滅亡したとは思っていない。
What did you just say?
おそらく、市民全員でかくれんぼをしているんじゃないか。というのが俺の予測だ。
That's a delusion. And don't use words like prediction. It sounds like you already have a conclusion.
手厳しいやつめ。
Don't grin like you're satisfied.
だが、気にすることはない。時間が経てばみんな戻ってくるはずだ。俺の計算によるとな。
I'm pretty optimistic, but you're optimistic down to the core. Why was he even among the wounded boys and girls here? It really got me to think deeply. Then, Sakuraba handed me a curry roll.
食え。
Nope. Nope. I declined straight away. In the end, coming to school didn't mean there was anything to do. I should just go home. But, okay to be this easygoing? Past Sunday, the world would repeat itself. What was I supposed to do? What could I have done? I wondered what Yoko thought when she first found out. How had she felt leaving that note behind? Such a downer. No matter how much you lived in this world without people existing, it would be redoing all over again. Even if you worked hard, get supplies, or flee. After a week, you'd have to do it again. Was there any point in living so desperately? I thought to myself, I collapsed in the hallway. Maybe this world was my utopia. A world where any fatal wounds weren't fatal. everything was reset in a week. Even if you hurt or shared a moment with anyone. Reset. Got along with Toko, then with Mimi the next, then with Kiri, with Miki, and Yoko if I felt like it, and Sakuraba. Never. My eyes were getting numb. I had an eye disorder. It had no effect on my daily life, but sometimes I saw the world a little strange. I wondered why I'm not by myself. I couldn't move for a while. My heart was exhausted. It was early summer of last year. That was when I met Yutaka Shinkawa. The cicadas were noisy that summer. It was a chance meeting. The conversation was unusually lively. We got along well. Some of the students at Gunjo lived in their own little worlds. Others were easily hurt. It was around that time that the world started producing something else. A lot of it hurt people. Mental illness wasn't just my problem anymore. I didn't know what caused it. The government made numerous efforts, but what they comprised went largely unreported. And Yoko said that everything was hush-hush. Specifics were unknown. At the very least, the world's slow descent into madness was easily understood when I listened to my heart. And that was why Gunjo Gakuin existed. As an isolation institution, grade retention was the norm. But those who didn't recover after several years were sent to yet another facility. People like those don't really need human contact. My ability to live on my own might be lacking, but they were far removed from the humanity at that point. So, hard to make friends at Gunjo, because it was hard to make a conversation. There were 10 students in each class at best. Only 10 whom you could have an actual conversation with.
OK、なんとかやっていけそうな気がしてきた。
I wonder who's at fault. Was it me? Or maybe him? I had no idea. Couldn't even cry. Just not yet. There was a note on the table. There might be supper for you. Yay, on my way! I didn't have to prep it myself. I exchanged clothes in 3 minutes, then rushed over to her house. Supper was delicious. I lit a candle. The lights weren't working. It was difficult even for me to read and write in the dark. The unique light illuminated the room. I liked candles. The flame, it attracted me. My heart was so captured by the flickering flame that I could doze off forever. I've burnt my hair because of that before. Actually, just 3 minutes ago. It burned. Shoot. About to cry. Anyhow, I was about to write in my journal. I opened the notebook. Keeping records was important, because this was the only thing I could be sure of, even when everything rewinds. I woke up. Sunshine pierced through the window. It seemed like I had slept soundly. I couldn't recall a single dream. The time was 7 o'clock. There was no need to go to school, but my body instinctively moved. There was no breakfast waiting for me. What else could I have expected? Mutsumi, who was so beautiful and hardworking, was no longer here. Neither was her cooking. She took me in, and the way she gently took care of Yoko, I had nothing but appreciation for her. But before I could repay her kindness, she had gone. There were 2 paper bags on the desk. Inside were sandwiches. Must be Yoko. Bag for 1 person and another for 2 people. Breakfast and for lunch. The bag for 2 people was for lunch. That's what was cute about her. She wasn't used to persisting on other people. She was the type who fed herself. We'd known each other for 10 years and it was still awkward. She could be closer to perfection if she persisted more. Thank you. Even then, I thanked the house next door. I often met up with Yusa on this street. I'd become quite fond of her. She had such a pleasant aura. I went through a lot to become who I was today. And Yusa's existence had healed me several times. She was no longer around.
Yo,
It was Sakuraba. Hey,
腹が減った。
have you not eaten?
1時間目の授業に備えている。
Eating curry rolls is what you call a class?
カレーパンがなくなるその日まで。
Said Sakuraba, looking cool. Just eat some ready-made curry.
カレーは嫌いだ。
This guy was just really weird. Why did he even bother coming? It wasn't like he got knocked out of the adaptability exam. Or maybe he used his parents' assets. That's pointless. Just understanding the meaninglessness of your existence.
何？親父は俺こそ世界そのものだと言っていたんだぞ。
Well, your pop is too tepid.
不思議な言われ方だ。
I'm mourning the loss of combat.
おかげで俺は楽々通学。
You should go through more hardship. Buy some hardship with that money of yours, and take some damage from those hardships too.
難儀な注文ね。
I walked to school with Sakuraba. Then,
ヘックス
hexagonal sneeze?
夏風か。
Not controversial, just a sneeze.
うん？
It was a small surprise when something passing into Sakuraba's vision. Sakuraba and I had a bridge between us. One side was connected to my uniform just around my chest. The other side was on Rubber's nose. In other words, he laughed fearlessly. A bridge of snot. A long strand of liquid hung and created a bridge between us. I had a working theory about what had happened. When he sneezed, a volley of snot shot out fast in the bullet train and hit my uniform. The snot stuck strongly and formed a bridge between me and his nostril. And through something like that it would normally break. It didn't. It looked like he was able to read the air. His face seemed refreshed. No one moved. His thought, probably, was that he let all the snot out and his nose is completely clean. I could bet on it. Hey, snot face! Gave him a title the great scholar would come up with. Maximum relaxation. Sakuraba was airheaded. This bastard. I decided to add some trauma to this little brat. I should have forced him to be a little more like a Gunjo kid. The blood of the Atlantis Empire started to boil. Before Sakuraba could react, I calmly pulled out a handkerchief. First, I wrapped it around Sakuraba's nose. He let out a disgustingly cute voice. After wiping the top, I then wiped under the nose several times. I looked up the rest of the snot bridge and then wiped my own uniform. Then put the handkerchief back into my pocket. Nope. Shoved it on Sakuraba's face.
それは少々汚くないか
Don't worry about it. I smiled brightly. You are too. I drilled it into his face. I shoved it in his face again and again. It was a scene from hell. It's not a kind of handkerchief that leaves me crying my precious self to sleep. I spoke with a very dark voice. Sakuraba's body shook. His mind must have shorted out due to the mucus sensation. I let him fall to the ground with the handkerchief still on his face. You can sneeze hexagonally or however you want, Sakuraba. Be careful of summer colds. He stepped on his head and started walking. Seriously.
またお前との思い出が一つできた
Okay, weirdo. He walked next to me as if everything was cool. You should take a little damage at least. One handkerchief just gained me Sakuraba's friendship. Kiri was standing in the hallway. Kiri glared at me. I stared right back at her. Our glare sparked the air between us. We exchanged glances. Our hostile glares created a swirl in the atmosphere where they met. Child. I put my hand in my shirt pocket, as if I was reaching for a weapon. But it was actually because my nipples itched. Kiri was on guard. She reached into her pocket. She was also reaching for a weapon. Gah! I kept my hand in my shirt and straightened my glare. Our glare sparked even more. She wasn't taking her hand out either. Stalemate. Quick draw! The first one to move lost. Miki came out of the restroom wiping her hand.
トイレしてた隙に修羅場になってる
I'll save you in a minute, Miki.
囚われている設定になっている下がってミキいやだから
Kiri got low. Got low! Get low, get low. Kiri got low, 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 low. she hit the floor. Hey, I relaxed my shoulders. Took my hand out as well. Empty-handed. I showed my defenseless self. Oh no. No, no, don't be defenseless. No more need for bluffing, Kiri. I'm unarmed, so you should stop this meaningless bluff as well. Man, I was so cool. I wasn't called the love aristocrat for nothing. Kiri pulled out her hand. She was wielding a crossbow? What? American crossbow. Wait, hold on. Something's up. There's no way something like that would fit in your pocket. She silently aimed the crossbow at me. I could tell that she was aiming at my heart through the scope. I could feel her eyes watching me carefully. You're aiming at the heart the Tin Man wanted so much?
動かないでください。撃ちますよ。
Mickey was also stunned. I give! I raised my hands up.
あ、狙いやすくなった。
She posed to take a better aim. No! Stop! I shook my head. I was about to cry. Well, actually, I was already crying.
キリチンまずいよ。逮捕されちゃうよ。警察もういないし。あ、そうか。
Don't right her! She went quiet. Don't just agree!
膝をついて、手を頭の後ろに。
Yes, I abided.
次、どうしよう。
She whispered with Mickey. I could hear them.
そう解除は何も持ってないみたい。
Thinking time.
こんなのはどう？
They whispered to each other.
わかった。
Kiri nodded. She looked pretty cool, but she was actually really close to Mickey. And so she did as she was told. That was my means of escape. Knowing Mickey, she was probably going to let me go. I've treated her so well these past years.
はい、つくばって、ワンと泣いてください。
The fuck? What? Mickey! An evil laugh. She was getting me back for all the times I sexually harassed her.
早く。
I had no choice. I got on my hands and knees. Woof.
やる気が感じられなかったのでリテイク。
Yeah. Embarrassment coated me. It was the basic of the basic. But it hurt me to be on the receiving end.
リテイクです。
Woof. Woof. How's that for effort?
4回も泣けと言ったって。
I heard that, you know. Hey!
誰が4回も泣けと言いましたか？
Okay, I got it. Now whose shoes do I have to lick?
骨口？
Please, let me lick your shoes, princess. Put myself at the rock bottom.
靴が汚れるのでいいです。
Hey!
さあ次は何をしましょうか。
Mickey had turned into the devil.
ぐへへへへへ。
No. Anything but my body.
命とプライドとどっちが大切なんですか、先輩。
Mickey had awoken the warrior inside her. Ah. Somehow I ended up with my underwear exposed. Kiri blushed. What's next, huh?
決まっています。私はすべてさらけ出しなさいと言いました。
Okay, this is getting out of hand, girls. Come on, calm this shit down. I'll have to turn on the sensor. Are okay with that? I asked her seriously. Do you have any idea what it would mean to reveal everything?
この後に及んで脅しですか？
Fool! You should be far more scared than you are. You know this isn't something that can be controlled as easily as that crossbow, don't you? It's obscene blasphemy to a profane degree. Once released, the light of virginity will fade from the world.
願い事を。ねえ、私も別に見たくない。キリチンは黙ってて。
Oh, damn, girl. Well, I guess we know who the top and bottom in this relationship is. I phrased her so well. This shit's so magnificent. Misery. Mickey was dead serious. Are you planning to send me back to having nothing?
そうだと言ったら？
Acting like this? And you'd call yourself a scientist?
科学とは突き詰めるもの。科学とは近畿の先を進みゆくもの。話、全然見えない。背後を見ながらの科学に意味はないんですよ、操縦。
So you sold your soul to the devil?
そう。アインシュタインのようにです。
I don't think Einstein sold his soul to the devil, Miki. I don't know. I don't feel like that actually happened. Give it a rest. I touched my nipples. Am I going to have to resort to the explosive switch? Kiri put the crossbow down and entered the restroom.
爆破スイッチ？
That's right. I can't just let this demon roam the world freely. Let there be serenity in every lady, wife, child. I'm sorry. Forgive this foolish father. Huh? What's going on here? The equipment work.
あなたの行動などとうにお見通しだったのですよ、陛下。最悪変わってるし。
Having returned from the restroom, Kiri picked up the crossbow again. This trio of goofballs. Oh man. Just like, oh, yep, okay, I'm back. Okay, let me just get this back up. Aim this at you again. Oh shit. The wiring. Damn it all.
絶対絶命ですね。
Did you forget that nipples are a pair? Your obsession with science came to the neglect of ergonomics. You've been had, Miki.
させるか。
Miki lunged at Kiri.
ちょっと。
Small danger signal lit up her forehead. Kiri quickly moved out of the way. An arrow flew. Just because you could see it didn't mean you could react. It grazed the side of my cheek. Turned around and saw it sticking out of the hallway wall.
すいません、教授。
Not a professor. And that was close. Too close.
いや。
This is no laughing matter. That cold sweat hit me late. I thought I was a goner.
ごめんなさい。
It's okay, as long as I'm alive. Carrie? She looked bewildered. Aren't you going to apologize? Don't pretend that you didn't try and kill me just now.
それは。
Well, what? I could see how conflicted she was. You're sorry, right? Her eyes welled up with tears. Was it really that hard? You're not gonna say it?
ごめん。
She looked like she was struggling to squeeze the word out. Oh god. It's, I'm having flashbacks to that new, AI guy, chapter of the D&D campaign where Mike goes full fucking Venom. You made a promise, Mike. No apologies. No forgiveness. She's gonna turn into Venom. We are Venom. I desperately wanted to force a reset. Never mind, I'll just force it out of you. Hiya! Open sesame. Ooh, striped. Very cute. I heard the word in my head.
あれ？あれ？
See what I did there? The ultimate art of skirt lifting. The parachute death sentence. Infinity! Parachute death sentence. KO! Access the skirt, pinch the cloth, and apply force to all 24 joints. This causes sudden turbulence in the girl's no-fly zone. The result is that the lifted skirt takes the shape of a parachute, exposing the panties for a longer duration than your average skirt lift would allow.
先輩は人じゃないんで
However, if exposure lasts for too long, it could lead to embarrassment overload and death sentence for the instigator. Parachute death sentence. A bold sacrifice indeed.
大変なんですね、変態さんも。どうして戻らぬ。
Kiri struggled to push her skirt back down. But with each push on one side, the other side flew higher. That said, even if she let it be, it would still float up like a jellyfish. It was as if the wind was blowing up from below. What is she, Marilyn Monroe? She's got like 3 toes? Hey, if you don't do anything, I'll be able to see everything. Need another hand with that?
見ないでください。
Oh? Can't say you're not trying. Seems like I can see something, but can't at the same time.
スカートがふわふわ浮いて、ちょっと何これ。すご技ですね。
You're so adorable, Kiri. I gave a thumbs up. Thumbs up, soldier! Kiri worked feverishly. She might have died in agony had I done this in public. Gotta love that technique. It wouldn't work on someone like Yoko. But nothing caused panic like a skirt lift. That said, you're really keeping your guard up. So why do you still seem so desperate?
やられる方の気持ちになれ。
Impossible. I like showing people my underwear. The skirt finally started to float back down. Alright, well, we're at the 1 hour mark. This was fun. I think I'll wrap it here. You know the deal. Later.